Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome to the Airbrush Garage. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today, I'm going to do a basic tutorial on how to paint chrome. You're only going to need two colors for this, white and black. Now, I'm going to be using Createx Illustration White and Createx Wicked Colors Black. I'm going to be mixing it at about 10 to 20% with my 4011. That's all you're going to need for this project. Now, one note about what we're going to be putting this project on, and that is a black canvas. I picked up this black canvas, or a couple of these black canvases at Hobby Lobby. I'll pop a link down below where you can get these online. But what I chose to do is, instead of painting a black background and prepping my canvas, I went out and bought these black canvases. Now, just a note, these are a little pricey and a little bit more than just your average white canvas. But at Hobby Lobby, I got the Master's Touch 12 by 16 black canvases. So I just felt it was really worth it, where it saved me a lot of time. So what we're going to be painting is this chrome airbrush right behind me here on this black canvas. I will note, what's really cool about this project is it's going to be putting a lot of your skills that you've been learning so far, if you're new to airbrushing, to a little bit of a test. Okay, you're going to be using your small fine dots, some shading techniques, some freehand shield techniques, and some freehand techniques. So it's a really cool project, really fun, pretty basic. I hope you enjoy it. If you do like this type of content, please consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. So does some comments, good or bad. Hit that bell so you get future notifications. And with that, let's get started. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our reference photo. We're going to start cutting out all of the white or the highlights of the airbrush. Now, you're going to want to do this with a really sharp X-Acto blade. And as you can see, I'm trying to keep the blade down as much as possible without lifting it up. This helps to make a nice smooth line, so you don't have a bunch of jagged lines, because when you start and you're stopping, it's very difficult to pick up where you stopped. So as you can see also, I'm turning the reference photo a lot while I'm keeping my blade down so I can make one continuous cut. Now, you're not going to want to cut out all of the reference photo. Again, just the highlights and maybe a few other extra lines just to give you a roadmap. All right, now once we get that all cut, I want to tape it up to our board, and you want to make sure that you are spraying at a 90-degree angle. Now, I've got the gun loaded up with some Illustration White by Createx, and again, you want to make sure you're at a 90-degree angle, because with a paper mask especially, if you're not at a 90-degree angle or perpendicular to your work surface or your reference photo, your paint will get underneath that mask and it's not going to give you that nice edge that you're looking for. So right now I'm just taking a check on what I have, see if I missed any areas or other areas I want to spray. And I can see right up there in the body area where I think I might need a little bit more. So I'll put that back down and give that a touch or a little dust. And as you see right here, I'm going to be picking this up. So this is a part where I just cut maybe a part of the mask, where I didn't cut it all the way out. I'm just going to peel that down just so I can dust that edge right there. As you can see, I'm going to be using most of the mask itself to paint on and let the overspray do the work for me, because I want a very, very light dusting there, or edge. Now, I don't recommend anybody doing this, especially with a nice sharp X-Acto blade. If you are not used to using this type of blade or cutting a lot of different masks, I think it comes with experience. I would take this paper mask off and cut it on the table. I'm cutting it right in place here, but you run the risk of cutting right through it or cutting right through your canvas. Now, you could easily take this mask off because I put registration marks up top. You can see the two pieces of tape that run behind the mask. I put a pencil mark vertically on each one and then horizontally across the top of the mask and the masking tape. That creates a nice little X, okay? So this way you can take the paper off, put it down on your table, cut what you need to cut, and put it back. As long as you line up the registration marks, it'll be exactly where you took it off. So right now I'm just going to continue to just dust in a few little areas where I feel I needed it before I get rid of the mask. All right, well, I'm feeling pretty good about that, so I'm going to take the mask off. So I'm starting off with 3 masks today. I got my trusty old 20-year fire template, and I got the medium big shield and a small big shield. I mean, you could use any shield you want. You could always, like I said before in some of my other videos, you could always find a template laying around, or a shield laying around that you can use, or find a curve or a circle on it. So now I'm just using, like I said, a combination of the freehand shields and going in with some freehand and brightening up all of the whitest of the white areas. Now, I kept this painting simple. I know there's more advanced chrome techniques out there where you're showing the reflection of what the chrome is picking up. My goal wasn't to do that for you guys. My goal is to keep it simple, keep it basic, and show you what you can do with some black and some white and get a chrome effect. You want to build this up slowly. I don't go in here, and this is like the first layer of highlight that I'm putting on here. I'm actually going to come back in later and come in with some black later on, you'll see, and to sharpen things up, and then come back in with a little bit more white one last time just to brighten everything up even a little more. Project like this really does put to test a lot of the skills you've been learning so far. Like with your freehand shields, some freehand techniques. You'll see in a little bit where I'm going to be doing the dots up around the cap. Very, very small dots. Right now I'm there doing some very small dots and some very small lines where you have the little ridges around the MAC valve and the nozzle cap. So a project like this is really cool. You keep it simple, but there really is a lot of different techniques in here, in which that when you're first learning, you should be learning those techniques. And a project like this really does put some of them to test, while still keeping it simple. Right now I'm going in and I'm doing very, very tiny dots up on that lid. I'm just going to use a little piece of paper here, give myself a line as a template. Now I got a little too much white down there on the body of the airbrush. That's not a problem because I'm going to come back in with some black in a little bit. And here we go with the black.
And I'm gonna erase out what I didn't want and lighten up some of the white that I didn't want. That's the cool part about doing something like this. You know, I always look at it as if you go too far with the white in some spots, you can just come back with the black and basically use it as an eraser. So now I'm just coming back in, hit a few more parts. All right, now I'm going to finish off with a little bit of white, touch everything up.
Well, there you have it. A basic tutorial on how to paint some chrome. I really like this project because it really utilized all of the basic techniques that you should be learning. And honestly, I feel like I'm always continuing learning, even perfecting these techniques. But your basic shading, some dots, freehand shields, your freehand techniques. So it really covers a wide variety or array of all of those basic techniques. That's why I really like this project so much, and I hope you did too. And if you did, again, please consider subscribing, some comments, good or bad. Please check out all my affiliate links for the products I use in this video and all my other videos. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.